So you're thinking about moving to Plymouth, Michigan. In this video, we're gonna tour this 3,800 square foot Colonial. We're gonna give you a little bit of the rundown of the price point, what to expect out of a home like this. And then we're gonna tour Plymouth Township, show you some of the parks, some of the different things to do, show you some of the landscape, drive through the subdivision so you can get a feel for what $600,000 gets you in Plymouth Township. So today we're in Plymouth, Michigan. My name is Matt Talbot. My team and I help people just like you every single day move here to Michigan, and we absolutely live for it. We get calls, texts, DMs, we get calendar links of people that want to know more about Southeast Michigan, and we're happy to help you out. So if you're thinking about moving in the next 6 to 12 months, give us a call, send us a DM, contact us today, and we can get rolling on that. So Plymouth, Michigan, as you know, one of our favorite areas here in Southeast Michigan when it comes to moving to Detroit, one of my favorite suburbs in all of Detroit. And today we're in Plymouth Township, specifically the Woodlore North Subdivision, which is in the west side of Plymouth Township. One of my favorite subdivisions in Plymouth. I like it because the subdivision is very, very spread out. There's big lots. It was built in the late 80s, early 90s, so it's established trees, which really gives you that Southeast Michigan living. It gives you that full Michigan living. As you can see, or as you will see from a lot of the B-roll that we're doing here, lots of leaves. The leaves have just started falling this time of year. A lot of people even didn't have the chance to necessarily rake at this point, so you can see what fall is truly like here in Michigan. So in this video, like I was saying in the introduction, we're gonna tour this beautiful Colonial behind me. We have the opportunity to list. We're gonna show you some of the pros and cons out of a price point like this in a home like this, which some are good, some are bad, some are in between. So we'll kind of take you through this type of house if this would be a good solution for you if you're thinking about moving to the area. So Plymouth, Michigan, for those of you who don't know, we're halfway between Ann Arbor and Detroit. We're actually right off Beck Road. So if you jump on Beck Road about, I don't know, quarter mile from here, you can take that over to M14, which gets you in and out of Ann Arbor. You can head east on 14, which turns into 96. You can go downtown Detroit, but you're exactly 25 minutes to Ann Arbor and 25 minutes to Detroit in this exact location. So in this video, not only do you want to tour the house behind me, but make sure to stay to the end. We're going to show you one of my favorite parks in Plymouth Township. We're going to show you a beautiful golf course. We're also going to show you a top secret, best for last place, a good place for the family, a thing to do in the township so you can see what that looks like. So we'll show you the house, we'll show you the subdivision, a little bit of B-roll on that, then we'll show you a local park, local golf course, and one top secret place. So stay to the end for that one. Okay guys, welcome inside to this Colonial. So again, I want to walk you through a home like this and some of the pros and cons of a property like this. So this is a great opportunity for us. It's a great listing that we have here. And again, not only for our YouTube channel do we want to show you all about the listing, and you know, we do beautiful listing videos as well too, but we also want to show you the cut and dry, the reality of the situation as well, so you can learn. So if you're thinking about moving to the area and this is a price point for you, or if you want to learn a little bit more about your search, we can help educate you along the way. So like I said, this is a Colonial home, which means all the bedrooms are upstairs. We're about 3,800 square feet. So Woodlore North, or a subdivision like this in Plymouth Township, they really, depending on size, updates and stuff like that, they really go from really 500 to 900, which is a pretty big range. This house is going to be priced in the low 600,000. So price per square foot, we are competitive for a lot of different reasons. So this is a home that a lot of people would choose to purchase, not only because it's move-in ready, but also there's a good investment here in my opinion. I think that there's some TLC that has been done through the years, which is nice. And there's a lot of additional TLC, which you can get some elbow grease in there, a little bit of sweat equity in a house like this that could be a really good investment. So even being priced 600,000, or I think we're gonna end up at 635 as our starting list price on a house like this, there's a lot of room for upside. The house was built in the late 80s, like I said, 3,800 square feet. There's 4 bedrooms upstairs, and it's a pretty good size house. I really like this home for a lot of different reasons. The layout specifically is a little bit more unique than some of the newer construction houses. And like I was saying, the subdivision is very, very developed. So there's big trees, there's big lots, you know, it's an established subdivision. So it's just pretty driving through here in my opinion, especially in the fall. So we'll show you some of this B-roll. But again, priced in the low 600s, I think with the right renovations, a little bit more TLC, new kitchen, stuff like that, this is a home that could be 750, 800 really, really fast. So for a lot of buyers, not everyone moving from out of state, you know, wants a big project and stuff like that. This is a house that it may be called a medium-sized project, but with a little bit of TLC, you could really get a lot of bang for your buck. So if your budget's really $700 or $750, you could buy a home like this and really end up with a good bang for your buck after you put a kitchen in there, maybe do some renovations to the bathrooms and the like. So to give you a quick tour, I want to show you the house. First and foremost, I always like to talk about the foyer and the layout of construction of homes, okay? And what I mean by that is different homes will feel different sizes depending on the structural integrity of the house. In this case, we have a 2-story foyer, which gives a very good sized foyer. You know, you could do a table here, a big Christmas tree, or what have you. It's very grand, welcoming as far as this house. And then you move right into the first living space that flows into a dining room. Really tall ceilings in here as well too, with tons of natural light because there's such big windows, as you can see in the dining area, floor to ceiling windows. So again, built in the 80s, so it has a little bit different feel than maybe you'll get elsewhere, you know, wood trim windows and stuff like that. But this is a good sized room, and this house at 3,800 square feet, to me, feels at least that big. It feels high 3,000s, or maybe even feels like a lot of houses that are 4,200 square feet feel, or even 4,500 square feet feel, if they don't have the big space, okay? What I mean by that is, let's say there wasn't a 2-story foyer, and let's say there wasn't the bigger space in this type of living area, and there was finished square footage above it, that would make for bigger square footage because it's above grade finished square footage, meaning if there's a bedroom above this, right, you get double the square footage. But since there isn't, you get a really big, wide, grand feeling house for that reason. And so walking back into the foyer, obviously you can see the staircase here, multiple chandeliers, formal office or study, library, whatever you want to call it. Good sized room here, okay? Again, nice natural windows. I don't know if you can see outside. It's a beautiful fall day, so you can see the colors of the leaves and stuff. It is a very good vibe. So most of the first floor, at least the entryway here, is going to be a hardwood floor, then rolling into a tile. Coat closet here. We'll get into the basement in a minute, and this flows over to the kitchen. And this is what I mean by pros and cons, guys, okay? There's one cellar in this house, meaning the seller has been in this house since they built it in the early 80s, which means it's been very, very well maintained, okay? Which is a great buy for a lot of buyers. You want someone that takes care of their house, that's been in the house for a long time, that really, you know, shows that TLC. That being said, it is a little bit dated because everything hasn't been updated really since it was built in certain areas, specifically the kitchen. So again, bang for your buck. You come in, renovate the kitchen, all of a sudden you could add $100,000 in equity in a house like this really fast, in my opinion. So this flows through to a good sized pantry, which you don't always get these days, and then again back out to the formal dining, which we were just in a minute ago. So good sized kitchen. You have a nice breakfast nook as well here, which flows out to a beautiful patio, and again, really established subdivision. And what I mean by that is the houses were built in I think this is 1989, okay? I was born in 88. I'm 35 years old, right? So this house was built the same time that I was born, and because of that, the trees are established. So you have these very private backyards, in my opinion. So your second living space on the first floor, again, good size floor plan. As you can see, this is a 10-foot ceiling, I think, but as you can see, good size ceilings in here, and this would be there would be built above it. So unlike the front living area that has that really grand, you know, 2-story ceilings, this has 1-story ceilings, although 10 feet still feels very big. There's finished square footage above it. So I like the layout of this first floor. I think that it's a little bit more unique than some of the newer construction houses, and more unique than a lot of the homes that were built in the 2000s throughout the area. It's just so, it has flavor. It's not one big open floor plan. So I kind of like that. And again, I think this is such a good bang for your buck in the low 600s for this area. Moving on, this is gonna be your mudroom, laundry room setup. So first floor laundry, come down here. You know, again, good square footage, everything's big. It is sort of sectioned off, it's tucked away, which is nice. And this flows right out to a 3-car garage. Not typically one to show garages that often, but again, good 3-car garage if Mike wants to poke in there as well too. And first floor bathroom, there's your half bath for your guest on the first floor as well too. So let's go ahead and jump upstairs. Again, just trying to give you a little bit of feedback of what this size home in Plymouth Township, Plymouth Canton Schools gets you for that low 600 price point. And again, some of the investment opportunities in a home like this. Second floor. So welcome to the second floor. We'll show you a quick rundown. Again, good sized bedroom here. Walk-in closet, tons of square footage. So this particular home has 4 bedrooms upstairs and two and a half total bath, so 2 up, okay? And I'll show you what that looks like. This bedroom is massive. The closet is still very deep, not walk-in, but a good sized closet. And this is a really good sized bedroom as well too. The shared bathroom on the 2nd floor. Again, guys, beautifully maintained house, okay? You have nice oak cabinets, you have granite countertops. It's been very, very well maintained. It's a good sized bathroom. Again, is it modern? Has it been completely renovated in the last couple years? No. But for a lot of people, a lot of buyers, that can be a huge upside for you because in this low inventory market, it's so competitive, right? So if you have the same house, there's a new kitchen and the new bathrooms and they're priced at $700 or $750, that house might sell $25,000, $35,000, $50,000 above list. So not only are you priced at a premium because it should be for an updated house, but you're really dealing with a lot of competition. So for the buyers that are a little bit more established, a little bit more experienced or hands-on, a property like this, it has beautiful bones, as they say. It's very, very well maintained. Awesome sellers that have been here for forever. That being said, there's a lot of bang for your buck to go ahead and move in, kind of pick up where the sellers left off, right? Start renovating the kitchen, maybe jump into the bathrooms, and you can have a really good sound investment. So specifically, if you're looking to move maybe in 5 or 10 years, or again, you're just looking for that type of equity in the house, you're hands-on, and you're comfortable with those types of projects, this type of house could be for you. So one more bedroom, I'll show you the primary. Again, good sized bedroom. You get bigger bedrooms in my opinion in some of these late 80s, early 90s houses and some of the newer construction as well too. I think that's a huge benefit. And then I'll show you the primary, Mike. Step up, tray ceiling. Again, one of the reasons why I like established subdivisions, as I call them, right? The trees are more mature, they're more developed. So you have tons of privacy. There's neighbors around here, but you can't even see, even when the leaves are mostly gone in the backyard at this point, you can't see the house. It's very, very private. So this is a great lot. It backs up to a common area, which is nice. There's no house right behind you. But that being said, even the properties in here that do have homes in close corridors, you can't see because the trees are so established and so grown up. Last but not least, you have a double closet, so big walk-in closet there, vanity here, and then a second vanity in here as well too, with your shower. Back in the day, they did these big built-in tubs, right? So a lot of people love those jacuzzi tubs. Like that thing is deep, man. Like, look at this thing is deep. Like I can like legitimately, they don't make them like this anymore, but like I can like hide in here. So this is like a legit jacuzzi tub. They don't make them like this anymore, okay? So if you were to renovate, you can go ahead and keep the tub if it's your preference. If you were to renovate in here, you rip all this out, you can really open up this bathroom. You can have a standalone tub, still keep your shower and get a lot of square footage back. And you have your second walk-in closet over here as well with the built-ins from back in the day. We would jump into the basement, but again, stay tuned because we want to show you this part of Plymouth Township to show you the area. So whether this house is for you or not, whether you're looking for this type of investment opportunity or not, this part of Plymouth, there's a reason why you can have somewhat of a dated house at $600,000 because it's a very, very sought out area, and we want to show you those reasons. In the basement, so you might be saying, Matt, why are you showing me an unfinished basement? Like there's nothing to see, it's just a basement, unfinished basement in Michigan. So there's a few things to consider in a basement like this, and I wanted to kind of walk you through what that looks like. So as you can see, it's unfinished, and I wanted to show you some different items in this basement to consider for those of you buying a house in Michigan or buying a house anywhere that has a basement, okay? So one thing to note is, as you can see, there's gray drain tile that's been dug out all the way around the basement. So in the late 80s, early 90s, little history lesson here, is really when you started to see full sump pump systems going into homes in Michigan here, okay? So a lot of the homes built in the late 80s or even built in the early 90s or before didn't have this type of system. So quick lesson, okay? A lot of houses, built in the 80s, 70s, 60s, and before, you poured the basement, or you did, and then you poured the walls, or you did block walls, or even brick, right? Or stone if you go further enough back. And the point was to kind of keep the water out, okay? You built the walls and you kept the water out. In the newer homes, when you see sump pumps like this, what happens is they actually put seal it down the side of the wall, and then the water hits the side of the wall and they eventually goes into drain tile, okay? So it goes into little stones that eventually finds its way into PVC plumbing. It all leads to one portion of the house, okay? And there's a bucket in the bottom of this, and the bucket accumulates the water and it pumps the water out and shoots it further away from the house. So the system's actually designed for water to come in, be recycled out, and pushed out, because it's so hard to kind of seal, you know, for a long term these basements. So this house was built in the late 80s. It didn't come with this type of system, and so because of that, they probably had some leaks. And so this is years and years ago, because the seller told me, they decided to put this system in after the fact. So this is a huge benefit in a house like this, although sometimes can look scary. It's actually a huge benefit, because if a house sits long enough, it might not have ever leaked. It eventually probably will to some way, shape, or form. You're gonna have to deal with that type of repairs. So what they do is they actually install the sump pump system after the fact. They come in, they actually chisel out all the way around the whole exterior of the basement. They put in the drain tile, they put in the PVC, it gets pumped to a sump pump, and the sump pump then pumps the water out. So it is a system that's proactively added. So something to pay attention to if you're buying an 80s house or before, or even an early 90s house, to see, do they have the sump pump system in place? Has it been done after the fact? What type of repair was done in order to accommodate that? So this house has that. I'm told it's been staying dry for the last 20 plus years ever since. So a system like this works. A couple other things I want to show you while we're down here. First off, 3,800 square feet with the layout, like I was saying, with the type of layout that we have upstairs, leads for a massive basement. So if you were to finish out down here, you have a really good sized basement. And then one other thing to show you. So typically here in Michigan, you have basements, first floor, second floor, and sometimes a third floor in a lot of these colonial houses. And the sweet spot is about 3,500 square feet for at least 2 furnaces, okay? So 1 furnace, 2 furnace, one water heater, right? And so at that 3,500 square feet, a lot of times you're gonna start to see at least 2 furnaces put into homes. Not always. You can have really big dual furnaces for that 3,500 square feet, 3,300 square feet, but really give or take 3,500 square feet is sort of that sweet spot of when you end up with 2 furnaces. What do 2 furnaces mean? It means twice the expense, right? You gotta repair them, you gotta replace them from time to time. You gotta make sure not only do you have the 2 furnaces, but you have 2 condensers, you have 2 air conditioners outside as well too. So a house like this, once you get to 3,500 square feet and up, understanding that there's a little bit more to the mechanicals, they're a little bit more expensive to replace down the road, can help determine, am I okay with that at a higher budget, or do I need to stay with a little bit smaller house so I don't run into that? Also, a big house like this has a big roof as well. So, you know, once you get into, purchasing a home like this, you got to understand what is the age of the roof, how much is left on the roof, meaning how many more years are you going to get out of the roof before that roof is end of life. So understanding these nuances of a home like this is very, very important. Understanding the specifics of it and diving deep into the inspections is very important. Your real estate agent should take you through that. Like I said, stay tuned. We want to show you Plymouth Township, some of the parks, we're going to show you golf course, and one surprise at the very end. Okay guys, so at the front of the sub, we literally just walked across Ann Arbor Trail, which is the main street here, and we're in front of Hilltop Golf Course, which is a local municipal course. It's been here for forever. It's a cool little golf course, but the reason why I want to mention it is not just because of this golf course in particular, although Hilltop, it's a cool little track, it's nice to have. Throughout Southeast Michigan, there's a lot of golf courses. There's 650 golf courses in the state of Michigan or more, and it is ranked 5 in the country for the amount of golf courses, and it is top 2 or 3 in the country when it comes to per capita as far as golf courses. So the reason why I say it is because a lot of these subdivisions, a lot of Southeast Michigan living is built around community. It's built around things like local golf courses, things like parks. Actually, if you face this way, the sidewalk goes through here, and I'll take you over to McClumpha Park next to kind of show you what that's like. So you can live in a subdivision like Woodlore North, walk across the street, you're a 2-minute walk to a golf course, you're a 5-minute walk to a beautiful park, which I'll show you in a minute, and then last but not least, I want to show you something else to do in town. That's the last but not least thing to save for at the end here. But you know, throughout Southeast Michigan, this is what Michigan living's about. There's gonna be seasons. It's fall. It's a little too cold today to be on the golf course. That's why there's no cars over here. But in the summer, it'll be slapping over here. It'll be very, very busy, okay? There'll be lots of people playing. And so there's things to do and stuff to explore, and it's a beautiful landscape. So you get sort of the best of both worlds. You get downtown areas, you get subdivision living, that more Midwest feel, but also you get things like golf courses and state parks and local parks kind of all intertwined. So we want to show you that. Okay guys, before I jump into the park that we're at and some of the amenities that something like this has to offer, please hit subscribe and tap for notifications if this video is providing any value to you. Again, if you're thinking about moving to the area in the next 3, 6, 12 months, reach out today. The earlier we connect, the better. We actually have some really good conversations going right now. It's mid-year, and that's for people moving next spring and summer. So it might seem premature, but it's actually a great time to connect because we can really get our ducks in a row and service you the best possible way. Okay, so we're at McClumpha Park in Plymouth Township. We're only like 2 minutes from Woodlore North, the subdivision we're just in. And this video is probably getting a little lengthy, but we want to show you not only the house, a little bit about a home like that, but also the township in an area like Plymouth or Plymouth Township, if this is what you're looking for. So a lot of Southeast Michigan, they have similar parks and stuff similar to what you're seeing in Plymouth Township. So this is McClumpha Park, right next to the golf course we just showed you. We're at the top of the hill here at McClumpha Park, and as you can see, there's 4 baseball diamonds and a lot of stuff happening here. We're going to show you some more B-roll as well, but also some other things to do here. There's a huge walking, jogging trail that goes through here that connects to some of the local subdivisions. Beautiful pond at the bottom. There's playscapes for the kids. There's a summer playscape as well too, including like a mini water park for the little ones that you can take your kids to in the summer. Obviously, it's about 32 degrees on this fall day. A little crisp air out here today, but it wouldn't be the day to go to the water park. However, they do have those types of facilities. There's also, right on the other side of this hill, at the top of McClumpha Park here, is an awesome ski hill, okay? So all the neighborhood kids, they're gonna walk over, they're gonna hit McClumpha ski hill, and you're gonna do sledding, right? So as soon as the snow hits and stuff like that, this will be a bumping place. So there's year-round activities. There's a lot of things happening. It's beautiful up here. It's very, very peaceful. This is an awesome place in Plymouth Township, but also not just Plymouth Township. I think most of the suburbs here in Metro Detroit, even if you're shooting for different areas, has features like this, which is perfect for you or your family or what have you. And so if you're looking for this type of specific niche, you're looking for, you know, things to do or a nice community that has this type of an investment in their community, Plymouth Township is an awesome one for you. And if you're looking at other parts of town, we're happy to show you around town, show you some different flavors of where you might get something just like this. Sled hill rules: no sledding when park is closed, sledding at your own risk, sledding permit in protected areas only, use designated return area only, maximum 2 persons. This is where it's at, guys, okay? It goes down here. This is a legit sled hill. It's built specifically for it. This is definitely a place to go if you are a youngster, or if you're not a youngster and you just have a need for speed. The sled hill in McClumpha Park. The moment you've been waiting for, drum roll, the surprise visit the whole time. So in Plymouth Township, in Southeast Michigan, there's a lot of different things to do. And one of the things that there is in Plymouth Township, about 5 minutes from the subdivision we were just at, in the area that we're at, in this big parking lot, the huge building behind me, is U.S.A. hockey. There's lots of hockey here in Michigan. Obviously, the Detroit Red Wings are downtown Detroit, which is only about 25 minutes from here, but a lot of good hockey at U.S.A. hockey to go ahead and watch as far as tickets. You can also learn how to skate. You can ice skate. You can learn how to play hockey. There's all different leagues, age groups, and the whole 9 yards. So if hockey is for you, U.S.A. hockey is here in Michigan. Also, for the family or for whatever, if you're thinking about moving to this area in the summer, this massive parking lot that we're in is actually turned into a drive-in movie theater. So they have 2 or 3 setups as far as movie theaters in the summer as well too. So we saw that old school drive-in movie theater here in Plymouth Township. So U.S.A. hockey's huge in Michigan. Hopefully you like the tour of the 3,800 square foot Colonial, a little bit about Plymouth Township, a little bit about the area here. My name is Matt Talbot. My team of real estate agents and I help people just like you every single day move here to Michigan. We've literally done it over hundreds of times, and we're happy to help you out as well too. Thanks for checking out the video.